Emily and her friends had been walking around the local mall, browsing through various shops and laughing together. They wandered into a small boutique filled with colorful accessories. The shelves were lined with necklaces, rings, and bracelets, all glittering under the bright lights. Emily's eyes fell on a delicate bracelet, adorned with tiny silver charms. It was beautiful, and for some reason, she felt an intense urge to have it. Emily considered how easy it would be to slip the bracelet into her bag. No one would notice, right? Her heart raced as she quickly looked around to make sure no one was watching. She grabbed the bracelet, stuffed it in her purse, and walked out of the store as if nothing had happened. The excitement of having the bracelet was quickly replaced by a nagging guilt that sat heavy in her stomach. She tried to ignore it, laughing with her friends as they continued to explore the mall. But as the day went on, the weight of her action became harder to bear. When Emily got home, her mother was waiting for her. "How was your day?" her mother asked as she prepared dinner in the kitchen. Emily's response was distracted, and her mother noticed the unease in her daughter's voice. As Emily sat down at the table, her mother's sharp eyes caught a glimpse of something shiny peeking out of her daughter's bag. It was the bracelet. Her mother's expression changed immediately. "Emily," she said, her voice calm but stern. "What is this?" Emily's heart dropped. She knew her mother was no fool. She had always taught Emily about the importance of honesty and respect for others. Emily hesitated, then finally confessed, her voice barely above a whisper. "I took it from the store," she said, feeling her cheeks burn with shame. "I didn't pay for it." Her mother's disappointment was palpable. She had always raised Emily with values, teaching her right from wrong. "You know stealing is wrong, don't you?" her mother asked, her voice firm. Emily nodded, tears beginning to form in her eyes. "I'm sorry, Mom. I didn't mean to." Her mother stood silently for a moment, letting the gravity of the situation sink in. Then, she walked over to the drawer, pulled out a wooden paddle, and handed it to Emily. "This isn't just about taking something that doesn't belong to you. It's about understanding that there are consequences to your actions. You're going to return the bracelet, apologize to the store manager, and then you're going to face your punishment." Emily's eyes widened. She had never been punished like this before. Her mother had always been patient and understanding, but this time, the punishment would be different. Her mother's discipline was firm, and she made it clear that stealing would not be tolerated. Her mother delivered a firm swat with the paddle. She didn't raise her voice, but her words were clear. "You will be grounded for the next week. No phone, no friends over, no TV. You'll spend that time reflecting on your actions and learning from them. I'm doing this because I care about you and your future. Stealing is never the answer, and I want you to understand that." "Now," her mother continued, "you're going to go back to that store, apologize for what you did, and return what you took. You will do this without hesitation, and then we will talk about what happens next." With a heavy heart, Emily agreed. Her mother followed her to the door, gave her a stern look, and said, "This is a hard lesson, Emily, but you will learn from it. I expect you to make it right." Emily made the long walk back to the store, the paddle still in her hand. She could barely hold her head up as she approached the counter. The store manager, a kind woman who had seen many young people come and go, looked at Emily with a mix of surprise and understanding. "I'm so sorry," Emily said, her voice shaking as she handed the bracelet back. "I took this without paying. I didn't mean to, but I made a huge mistake. I hope you can forgive me." The manager smiled gently. "It takes a lot of courage to admit when you're wrong, young lady. I appreciate your honesty. Just make sure you remember this lesson." With that, Emily turned and left the store, feeling a sense of relief, but also a deep sense of shame. She had done what her mother asked, but she knew she would have to face the consequences when she got home. When Emily walked through the door, her mother was waiting. "Did you do it?" her mother asked, her eyes serious. Emily nodded. "I returned the bracelet and apologized." Her mother looked at her for a moment before nodding. "Good. Now, for your punishment?" Emily felt the weight of her mother's punishment, but deep down she knew it was deserved. It was hard, but it was necessary. She had made a mistake, and now she would learn from it. Over the next week, Emily spent her time reading, reflecting, and talking to her mother about what had happened. Slowly, the guilt began to fade, replaced by a deeper understanding of right and wrong. She had learned the hard way, but it was a lesson she would never forget.